Gary here from Platform 1 MRC. Not a lot's been happening on the JSSR layout at the moment, the North American layout. The only thing I've really done over the last 8 weeks or so is put this clump of trees in on the mount here. Now previously I didn't have that in there, didn't have all this gravel in here either around the oil depot. That little clump there, now that took a little bit of time to do, putting all those trees together. They're all woodland scenic armatures and a range of their foliages and what have you. The idea there is to create that little bit of a forest scene, and from this angle here you create that scenic break from there, and also this way from the grain silos. So you just separate the two scenes, you know, you're sort of disappearing up into this forest here. That's all I've really done on it, apart from weathering some wagons. I've just got to go into the other room now, so I'm going to hit pause here and head off into the other room, and I'll show you the wagons and one of the other projects I've been working on. Okay, these are the 4 wagons I've done a little bit of weathering on. I'll just zoom in a little bit closer to these. The Golden West service here and the Burlington Northern hoppers there, they came with some crappy plastic bogies. So several weeks ago I ordered some new bogies from Model Train Stuff, put them on, painted them up, and weathered these 4 wagons yesterday while I was watching the National Model Railway Association X live feed on Facebook. It was pretty interesting actually, learned a trick or two. A couple other things I've been doing. One of my mates up in Maitland, New South Wales, sent me down eight coaches. Now they need a fitting with KDs. You know, he's got a tight radius on one of his curves there, so what I've done is taken the number 5 off out of this end and just replace it with I'd be equivalent to a number 146 long shank KD. Now those coaches, you've got a long shank KD on one end and you've got a standard 5 on the other end. I've still got these 3 coaches over here to do, which aren't bad looking coaches. This one needs the roof vents replaced because they're only moulded on, whereas they really should look like this, the torpedo vents, which, sorry about that if it's not in focus, hopefully that's better. These ones too, again, he's having problems with going through a set of points and around a, we'll say a sharper than normal curve. So I'll do exactly the same, take the ends out, take the end couplers off and replace them with a number 146. This old coach here, as you can see, it's got what Dave likes to call the dunny seat cover style couplings, or the old Lima hook coupling. So they'll be removed and KDs put onto them too. They're not bad coaches, they're showing their age now, you know, as in details and everything, but formed together, close coupling, they do form a lovely train. I'll just put these 2 together just to show what sort of coupling, how close they are together. And there you go, you know. So unfortunately the carriage connectors there, the doorways, they tend to rub on parts of his layout, hence why a coupler change. Now one other project I've been working on, I'm just going to hit pause and we'll go over to that, and I think you'll like it. Okay, this is my little shunting layout. It's a New South Wales shunting layout. It's all made out of second-hand track. Now the whole layout measures 11 inches wide by 60 inches long, or 5 feet. Now that 3-way turnout there and these 2 left-hand turnouts down here, I had left over in a box that I found while cleaning up the train room out where the American layout is. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do something with them. After all, I had these 2 tank wagons here that I purchased at a Model Railway exhibition last year, and I needed them to have a destination. So I quickly scratch built this milk depot here, which is made out of cardboard, lined with scale scenes paper, which is a download. The papers are pretty good. Now I've scaled them down to 87% instead of the normal 100%. If you print these papers out at 100%, they become double O gauge, or 4mm to the foot scale. Reduce your printer down to 87%, HO. All the windows are left over from a Walters kit, and the corrugated card is from an Australian supplier, broad gauge bodies. Now, I already had the baseboard, I already had the styrofoam, all the materials to build the layout, the old track, everything. So I knocked this layout up, apart from these fences, and plus there's a few more details to go in 13 days. Now that's from a bare baseboard to getting the track down, getting all the wiring done. As you can see, I've got a whole raft of switches through here for when I want to run DC. Got to clean off this dirt actually. One switch on the end here, which I will end up putting a NCE power cap panel on the end here, so I can switch from DC, switch it across to DCC. Might even turn that around the other way, so you know when it's facing these switches, you know you're on DC instead. When you flick it the other way, you'll be on to DCC. So yeah, like I said, 13 days from start to finish. The little fences I've been making are actually made out of some fine wire. Now I'll see if I can focus on these fences. It's pretty hard because the wire is so fine. I'll see if I can grab that. Hopefully you can see that there. Yeah, the wire is probably about 0.5mm diameter thereabouts, and it's been stripped out of some old electrical wiring or telephone wiring, I can't remember what. Now the fence posts here are evergreen styrene T-shape. I think it's 762 which is 1.4mm width. As you can see, they're only tiny. I have a few down here unpainted, fed onto some wire. The hole's about 0.6mm diameter, wire there, and there is, I'll let that focus, come in a little bit closer. There is one of the star picket posts and also a timber post. Now timber posts are used as a strainer post, star pickets just used to hold the wire up. What I do is feed them all onto the wire. There's 4 strands, there should be 4 strands in that. That's just a demo. Go through, punch a couple of holes into the layout as I've done here at a scale of 12 feet, which is 42mm. Drop the post into the scenery, spot of super glue, done. Oh, well, not 100% done, because then you've got to feed, you know, once the wires are there, set out, I actually put a little bit of a tension on it, so you get that little bit of a sag in the wire here and there, as you would with any wire fence. After that, I go through and paint the wires. Now, why this isn't done beforehand is because it depends on your spacing. I mean, you'll have to go through and touch up the wires if you want to change the spacing on your fence post. So I just slip a piece of paper underneath the bottom wire there, just a triangular wedge, use a flat brush, paint the wire this rusty colour, and then you can say job's done. As you can see, the wire's in here. I've got to continue this fence all the way down through here, and I'll put a set of gates in here somewhere, or maybe closer to the platform to access the rail corridor. All the scenery's done with watercolours, all the rock work there, nothing special there. It's toilet paper and a plaster over styrofoam or polystyrene, as you can see on the end here. So you can see some of the paper just loose there. I've still got to go around and put some sides up on this, and also a back seam, which I've actually got one of my own photographic back seams, which I'll put on the end on the back of the layout. A little station building here where you can see the station master having a sleep in there. He should be standing up. Was given to me by Joe down at Shield Hobbies. He said, you know, when I told him about the project, he asked if I was going to put a station on it, which I wasn't going to. I was just going to put a shed down this end, but I thought, it's a nice little feature. You know, it's a short 60-foot platform, and it doesn't look too out of place. I've shown this on a few Facebook sites and on Platform 1 MRC. So yeah, I've had a few good comments about the layout, and eventually it might get out to a show or two in the future. So we'll see how we go, but that's been my 13-day project. A couple of more days to go on it here and there, a few little details. I've actually got these, I'll stand them up, point levers. Now they're not activating, but paint them up white and black and what have you, and glue them into position. And a couple of old railway buffers here, you know, like wagon buffers. Flip that over. Which, when I get around to it, I'll do another little video clip of this when it's all finished, all detailed up, of how I've used them to actually make the end of track buffers down here, rather than have the timber style buffers, or what you guys in America, you have your your haze buffer. So we don't have them in Australia, or we don't have that many of them anyway. So anyway, that's what I've been up to. Hope you enjoy it, hope you like it, and I'll be back soon with further updates on the JSSR. Take it easy. Cheers. Gaz.